And we welcome you back to Palm Springs Stadium, where we had the second game matchup today in the PSCL. It'll be Bombers at Colonials. Colonials in the red tops in the field first, serving as the home team today, facing off against the yellow and black for the Bombers. It'll be the 6'3", 215-pound right-hander Devin Wojciechowski on the mound for the Colonials, facing off against this Bombers lineup. Wojciechowski, a guy that's a two-way player. He'll be batting fourth in the lineup, serving as the DH as well as starting pitching for the Colonials. He'll face off against Avery Pascucci, Philip Guerrero, and Tyler Smith with no further action here in the top of the first. Now to take you through the first few innings, Steve Granado, take it away.
Thank you, my friend. We're in the top of the first, just about to get underway early here today. First pitch of the ball game comes in for a strike at 11:25 a.m. We go 5 minutes early, which I believe is going to be the earliest game that we've had.
Gotta be.
Prior to the schedule. 98 degrees here, game's first pitch. Brandon Smith leading things off here. Next offering is going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brandon Smith, Nick Schnapp, and Deshaun Johnson here in the inning. Top 1. We'll get to the rest of the lineup here momentarily. Wojciechowski, the right-hander, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kick deal. Here it comes. Down and away, 2-1. Further in the first goes Tyler Richardson, Gary Peralta, and Vinny Alfino. Then the bottom part goes Aiden Rowan, Alex Betancourt, Robert Blaschke, and Connor Lang. The scheduled hitters 1 through 10 for these Bombers, who are trying to find their 7th win of the year and get back in the win column. 2-1 rolled third base side, foul. For these Colonials, a team we haven't seen very many times, 4-6 on the season. Coming off of a loss themselves, so someone's brief 1-game losing streak, if you want to call it that, will end today. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Brandon Smith at the top of the order. Hunter Holmes will get the ball today, by the way, for the Bombers. Right-hander, 2-2. Upstairs with a floater. Full count. Game 2 of our 3-game coverage later tonight, 5:05. The uncommitted PSCL team set to take on a Palm Springs Power. All the action right here on the Power YouTube channel. Payoff pitch to open up the day. High and tight, and Brandon Smith will get the Bombers rolling with a leadoff walk. Let's take a look at the defense behind Devin Wojciechowski.
In the outfield for the red and white, Philip Guerrero is going to be out in left, Avery Pascucci in center, Hunter Graham out in right. Third to first on the infield, Tyler Smith at the hot corner, Matthew Cruz at short, Burke Steifman at second base, Matt Anderson at first, holding on the runner, and Benjamin Nagel behind the dish.
See how Nagel works. I believe this is our first look at him. At least it is for me. Nick Schnapp to the plate. Now with a runner aboard and nobody out, just underway in the top of the first. Bunt try is ruled foul. Glad you can join us here from Palm Springs Stadium. Today is Saturday, July the 3rd, just prior to 11:30 this morning. Sun is beginning to peek through here today. We had cloud coverage all morning, but now the sunshine has made her way through. Anticipating a much higher high today. Slated to get up to, I believe I saw 114. But that has drastically dropped because of the cloud coverage today. Off the plate. Now today's high is 107, which I will gladly take over 114. I woke up this morning, checked the radar, and said 114. I was like, oh, man, it's going to be a day. Yeah, get me a water bottle. But little grace from Mother Nature today. Coming home. Skied out towards shallow center. Long run for everybody. Nobody's home. That'll be a bloop single for Nick Schnapp, even with 3 running after it. First hit of the ball game for the Bombers, puts runners on first and second for Deshaun Johnson.
Well, this is how the Bombers have made their living this season. And guys getting on base for Deshaun Johnson.
Johnson out of Cal State San Bernardino, Washington native. 3-sport athlete in high school. We've seen the athleticism this season for him. He is the third baseman and has played a very solid hot corner this season for the Power. has an opportunity here with runners on first and second and nobody out. Believe it or not, just 6 RBIs on the year for Johnson, which is good through 8 games, but for him seems low.
It's a lot different now because for a while they had him batting leadoff. And even with the power, he's batted leadoff quite a few times.
See if he can make do with an opportunity in the first. Breaking ball upstairs, 1-0 your count.
You know, as you mentioned, we haven't seen the Colonials too many times. I believe this is the 3rd here at Palm Springs Stadium so far this PSCL season. But got to talk with their head coach, Coach Hudson, and he really believes in Devin Walczykowski.
This is his 3rd appearance of the year. Caught the corner, 1-1.
He's a Pepperdine commit.
Love
fresh
that
out of high
area.
school.
Yeah. Walczykowski, 3rd appearance, 2nd start. Both of his outings, he's picked up the victory. 2-0 this year.
He said he's got a Shohei Ohtani on his hands.
There you go.
Strong two-way player.
That's high praise, my man. Pulled foul for strike 2, especially if you saw it last night.
Oof.
2 more bombs for Shohei. He's the first pitcher in Major League history to have 30 home runs in a single season.
Before the All-Star
And it's before
break.
the All-Star break. You know who he passed? Take a wild guess.
The Babe.
The Babe. 29 in a full season. He hit 29. Shohei has hit 30. Last night was game 81 for the Angels. So literally halfway. Swing and a miss. Walczykowski pulled the string on Johnson for his first strikeout and first out of the inning. Tyler Richardson's opportunity now. Yeah, what a season. And not alone, Jurel Walker, the 9th, stole 2nd twice because he got called back from an interference. Then scored on a single to right to win the game from Jared Walsh. That's all. That's all he did yesterday.
If there has ever been someone that fulfilled the phrase MVP caliber.
Yeah. Downstairs to Tyler Richardson, the catcher. We're underway in the top of the first. Bombers Colonials, no score with the Bombers batting here in the first inning. A walk and a bloop single to put runners aboard with 1 out.
Like to see Tyler Smith at 3rd for the Colonials playing the line. No, Tyler Richardson really loves putting it down the 3rd base.
Downstairs, well below the strike zone for ball 2. It is a beautiful day here in Palm Springs. Good visibility today. Runner bluffs, a swing and a miss. Don't get a ton of visibility here. A couple of days ago, there was some fire in the area. You could tell because it was smoky. Today, got a clear shot of those mountains. It's a beautiful backdrop here at Palm Springs Stadium, not going to lie. 2-1. 3-1.
Just everywhere you look, it's either palm trees, mountains, or 2 more baseball fields.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You understand why they built this stadium where they did. Coming home to Richardson. Floats one down the right field line, tailing away from everybody. No one's going to get home. It's a foul ball for strike 2.
You know, sometimes it feels like the face of the sun. Man, is it nice out here.
Yeah, it really is. You don't get looks like this all over the country.
Most of the time, if you do, it's a man-made view. It's constructed around it.
Speaking of constructed, this ballpark, 1949 it was built. Spiked it for ball 4. So that'll put Richardson aboard and load the bases here for the Bombers in the first inning. Gary Peralta, who was saddled with the loss yesterday on the hill, will have a chance to get his team up early.
Hope Gary's doing okay. Know that third of an inning or 2/3 of an inning really brought his mentality down.
That's a bummer.
I hate the win-loss stat for a guy like that end up in an 8-7 final. They dropped it to the Snowbirds, and Peralta coming in, just trying to save the arms in the bullpen, only making his either first or second appearance of the season. Just
the stadium has gone through a lot over the years since '49. This used to be a polo ground once upon. Gone through 4 different expansions through the 50s. Used to host exhibition games in the 50s and 60s in the PSCL, the Pacific Coast League. Very highly touted league in the middle of that century. Runners everywhere here with just 1 out for Gary Peralta. He waves at the first one, 0-1. Only 1 out in the frame. Saw some independent league baseball here as well. The Palm Springs Promise in the early 90s.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. 1-1. Modesto A's used to play here. And the Riverside Pilots, who went on to become the Lancaster Jethawks, who are now no longer in minor league baseball. Downstairs with this one. 2 balls and 1 strike on Gary Peralta. Phoenix Firebirds played 20 home games in 1997. They eventually became the Tucson Sidewinders. Also saw the Tucson Toros, who are now the Fresno Grizzlies. So plenty of history here at this ballpark. Of course, nearby in Cathedral City, got the Field of Dreams out there, which hosts the Mary Nutter Classic, which is a very premier collegiate softball tournament in the spring. On its way home, Peralta waves and misses for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Peralta trying to bring home the first run. We're scoreless in the top of the inning. Foul ball. Stay alive. See what gives here to Peralta on a second go-around from Walczykowski. Looking for a ground ball here. Payoff. Foul ball. Just barely. A lot of different types of teams have made their way and called this place home as well. The 50s through 70s, some all-black teams also played here during the discrimination era of baseball. Also some Latino teams, predominantly Mexican, made their way through here. Here's another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Big pitch from Walczykowski, and his second strikeout of the inning to put 2 down. That's a good pitch on 3-2 to go off speed. "15-inch drop there on Devin Walczykowski's 3-2 pitch. That's gutsy. The first pitch in for a strike here to Vinny Alfino. Bases loaded now, 2 outs. The Bombers threatening, but need the hit. Oh, 1. Ground ball to second, may have got out of it. No, it's off of the glove. Everybody's safe. A run home. Here comes another one to the plate. A good throw skips through, and it's 2-0 Bombers, and another one will come in. It's 3-0 Bombers. Almost got out of it, but the ball bounced off of Steifman's mitt to bring home 3 and clear the bases.
That's unfortunate for Walczykowski.
Got the ground ball.
Ground ball to second, scores 3.
Oh, heartbreaker.
2 errors on that play, I got to imagine.
Yeah. That'll go 2 on Burke Steifman. 1 fielding, 1 throwing. First pitch, bounce back to him off his mitten into right field. Coming around is Alfino. Ball bobbled in right, up to second base is Aiden Rowan. So an RBI knock and then a fielding error, and they're kicking it and throwing it out of nowhere here in the first. It's a 4-0 ball game in the blink of an eye. I'm sure that's what Wolchikowski's thinking right now. What happened? All runs in this inning unearned. First pitch to Alex Betancourt is 1-0. Hadn't even finished writing the rest down. It goes an E9 to put Rowan on second. 1 ball, no strikes here on Alex Betancourt. All right, here we go. Nice and easy this time to end the inning. Ground out goes 4-3, and then again, in the blink of an eye, 3 errors on 2 balls in play, and all of a sudden the Bombers flip the switch and plate 4. We go to the bottom of the inning. How will the Colonials respond to a 4-0 deficit? Bombers take advantage of 3 mistakes in the field in their half of the first. Now the Colonials will have a chance to give them a response. 4-0. Hunter Holmes out to the hill here to face off with Avery Pascucci, Philip Guerrero, and Tyler Smith here in the home half of the first. This will be the 5th appearance for Hunter Holmes this summer. Comes home up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Last time we saw him was all the way about 24 hours ago. Inside with it for a strike, 1-1. He won a third of an inning yesterday, got saddled with 3 runs on 2 hits and a walk. 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Well, you can't say he isn't getting his work in. Make it 2-2 after the swing and miss. Coming on to Pascucci. Breaking ball sat on and a soft liner to Lang, the shortstop. Give me the defense, Sam.
The outfield for the Bombers is Brandon Smith in left, Nick Schnapp in center today, Aiden Rowan in right. Third to first on the infield, Deshaun Johnson at the hot corner, Connor Lang fielding at short, Alex Betancourt at second today, Gary Peralta at first, and Tyler Richardson behind the dish.
Philip Guerrero will try and get the mojo in the right direction here for the Colonials, who again surrendered 4 unearned runs in the first. First pitch from Hunter Holmes, rocks and over the mound. It's a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Hunter Holmes, 6'4", 185 out of Cal State San Marcos. In there. Holmes from Eastvale, California. Upstairs with it. Eastvale not too far away. In the Riverside area. Near Norco, Jurupa Valley. In between Jurupa Valley and Pomona. Or Chino. Either way. Very close. Late decision to swing there for Philip Guerrero, but he got a piece of it to stay alive. 4-0, bottom one with one out. One ball and two strikes here. Bringing it back. 2-2.
Would have liked to see Tyler Richardson hold that a bit longer. Not exactly thinking that he was going to get the call there, but just establishing the inside is exactly what Hunter Holmes has to do to be able to work through.
2-2 now. Slow roller up along the first base line on the cut of the grass. Holmes overruns it. That's a tough play for a pitcher off of the mound. Give it an infield single for Philip Guerrero. Even if Holmes fields that ball, unlikely to get the speedy left fielder.
Yeah, that's tough, especially for a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, you got to
Coming off the mound, you got to go all the way back to the plate. And maybe Richardson, if he hustles up the line, can get there for an easier play, but just in a perfect spot in dead man.
Yeah, that's really tough. Brings up Tyler Smith with a chance to answer back. A runner at first and one out. Up and out with that one. Foul back, 1-1. We were talking about it the other day, literally yesterday, Sam, when we saw Hunter Holmes last, that his velocity was down. That seems to be the case again here today. Not as drastic as it was yesterday, which is a good sign. But he's still in the low 80s. We saw him mid-80s when he was at his peak. 1 ball, or 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and two now, looking for his first strikeout.
Yeah, the thing for Hunter is that when he has the fastball going in, he's not trying to work particularly to put it past guys. He's putting it in the right spot to miss bats. That's the most important thing for him, especially right now facing off against a heavy righty lineup.
Roller, third base, foul. Try it again at 2-2. Small lead at first. Philip Guerrero, you think he'd take a couple steps more than that. Man, with Gary Peralta at first, it's almost like a Miggy and Altuve situation over at first. Little twitch, and the pitch is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That's Philip Guerrero, right?
Sure is.
Here's a roller on the left side. Sliding stop, throw to second is scooped by Betancourt to get the lead man. Nice play by Lang to just get to that baseball. And Betancourt steals it out of the dirt for the second out.
And a good turn from Lane from the seat of his pants.
Yeah, that's a tough play all around. There's been a tough couple here in the inning already. Tyler Smith reaches. I don't have height weight for Philip Guerrero, unfortunately. I was very curious. Got to do a little deeper dive on that one.
5'7", 160.
There you go. You found it. Pastor United. Strike called here on Devin Walczykowski. He's trying to help out his own cause. 4 unearned runs charged to him in in the top half of this inning. There's 2 outs. Tyler Smith aboard at first. There he goes. There's a fly ball to right. Aiden Rowan camps and makes the grab to spoil the plans here for the Colonials. So an infield swinging single, and that will do it, as pretty much that's all. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left at first base, and inning complete to the second. And it'll be Robert Blaschke to lead things off. Bombers up 4-0. Robert Blaschke will lead off the top half of the second inning. Bombers played 4 runs, all unearned in that first inning, courtesy of 3 errors made by the Colonials defense. Devin Walchikowski, after making the final out of that first inning, will come back to the mound and miss to Blaschke. The extra hitter batting left-handed, 1 ball, no strikes. It goes Blaschke, then Connor Lang, and Brandon Smith here in the second. 1-0 pitch. Waved at, cut and miss. 1-1. This is our final PSCL game, technically, of the day. Of course, again, tonight, the uncommitted PSCL, essentially all-star team. 1-1 is tapped at the plate for strike 2. Sam, again, very curious on how that game is going to shake out today.
I think it's going to be a battle of experience.
Sure.
Most, if not all, of these guys that are uncommitted are coming straight out of high school, either graduated this year or last year. It's just going to be a battle of who's played more baseball. And typically it goes to the other side, but a lot of these guys have a lot to play for.
See if they call that hit by a pitch or a foul ball. I think they're calling it a foul ball. Blaschke, what are you doing?
Definitely had some shock on the wrist there.
His elbow was certainly sticking over the plate. I mean, he's really in some pain there.
It's tough for a guy like that. Blaschke used a lot of wrist in his swing. So whenever he goes in and, going mid-swing, it's a lot of moving the hands through the zone. And it's going to take a couple of practice cuts, see how it feels.
Not good. Never gonna.
Give you up.
Not what I meant. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Putting up a battle here to begin the second. Doesn't chase. Full count. Couple of full counts already here for Devin Walchikowski. 2 walks issued. Foul ball. You never been up to Malibu, right?
Nope.
For Pepperdine?
Nope.
One of the coolest baseball stadiums in all of California. Overlooks the water. It's pretty magnificent.
I think I saw it a couple of times on Zoe 101.
Okay.
That's where they filmed it.
I'm aware.
Okay. Good old PCA.
I'm very shocked at how many times you bring up Zoe 101. Ground ball towards first base. Reaching out to stab it as the first baseman Anderson, and he'll flip to Walchikowski covering for the first out. He barely kept that one in his mitt. almost squeaked through. But no harm, no foul. 3-1. Connor Lang to the plate.
Yeah, it's interesting the rotation of first baseman / pitchers they have on the Colonials. Matt Anderson is also a two-way. Whenever he pitches, he often is in the 4th spot DHing.
Very lanky kid.
Yes.
Waiting to fill out. You can have some of mine. I'm pretty filled out at this point. I'll gladly give some up. Upstairs here to Connor Lang, the shortstop, batting 10th. 1 ball, no strikes. Bombers lead this game 4-0. We're in the top of the second with 1 out. I started filling out in 3rd grade.
I wanted you to stop that sentence.
I was already filled out.
So far away.
I was already primed, if you will. Plump. Downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes on Lang.
Husky?
Oh, boy howdy.
Hello. Bad memories. Hello, faded glory.
It's like a balloon. 4-pitch walk puts Lang aboard at first. Don't look now, Sam. Get the first, walk the next.
It just sneaks back every time.
It happened in game 1. I didn't say anything. Happened in the 4th inning for the Coyotes. I didn't say anything, but I noticed it. Brandon Smith, that's turning into a running bit for us at this point now. It once was a legitimate, logical observation. Here's a fly ball down the right field line. Going to get down for a base hit. First to third, tripping around first. Now the throw's going to come in, but offline, and it's a double for Brandon Smith. He really lucked out there. He blew a tire around first. We've talked about first base at length this season, but it hasn't come into play for a while. It's very soft around the first base bag as far as the dirt is concerned. Tons of loose clay.
Yeah, if you ever thought a fear of quicksand was just an over-exaggeration, come out to Palm Springs Stadium.
Yeah, that is very, very soft over at first base. And again, it has been about 2 weeks since we've seen anybody have problems with it. First pitch, a strike on Nick Schnapp, but it looks like Brandon Smith will live to tell the tale. He was swimming into second base. Corners come in here. I don't think this is going to be deep enough. Out to short. And there's 2 away. You ever see Miracle? Hockey movie?
Can't say I have.
When Micah Ruzioni, of course in the movie, scores, I think it's the tying goal or it's the go-ahead goal against Russia in the semifinal game. That's what Brandon Smith looked like, just swinging the arms.
It took you saying that sentence for me to realize that that's based off of a true story. I'm not a hockey guy, never have been. Nothing against it.
They took your Thrashers.
Yeah.
Deshaun Johnson takes one up and out. He struck out swinging in the first inning. He had an opportunity with runners on first and second in the first inning. Now he has an opportunity, runners on second and third. 1-0 the count as the Bombers try to add more. A mile high into center. Pascucci camps. And the Bombers come up empty as Devin Walchikowski works around a walk and a double here in the frame to the bottom of 2. It's still 4-0 for the team in yellow. We begin the home half of the second. Hunter Holmes back out to the bump. His first pitch floats for a strike on the outside edge. This is the catcher, Nagel. Ben Nagel, Burke Steifman, Matt Anderson here in the inning. And this is the first time we get a look at Nagel. 0-1 pitch from Holmes, who faced 4 in the first inning. That was almost the exact same spot. 1-1. Out of play, 1-2.
Colonials are going to get Colton Wolfing up in the bullpen.
Thank you. Pitch misses off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count here on Ben Nagel, the catcher, batting out of the 5 spot, trying to get things going for the Colonials. Foul back. Two lined out to left, down for a base hit. So Ben Nagel aboard now as he leads off this second inning with a single. Get a courtesy runner at first as well. So we'll see what Burke Steifman has in stock here with a runner aboard at first to begin the inning. Still trailing 4-0. First pitch flared out towards center field. Long run over, and reaching over the shoulder is Connor Lang to pull it in.
A couple of really good defensive grabs for Lang so far in this game.
Yeah.
His glove is not failing him today.
So robbed of a flare single is Steifman. He'll walk back to the box and think about it. Or walk back to the dugout, I should say. And it brings up Matt Anderson. Anderson, the first baseman of choice today. We mentioned lanky kid. First pitch, a strike. 2 very lankies facing off with each other. Hunter Holmes is tall and thin, too.
Guess who's taller?
Me. Not even close. Not even a little bit. 0-1. 1-1. I would guess Anderson.
Can you guess how tall he is? Or do you know off the top of your
I
head?
don't know. I don't know. Maybe 6'5"?
6'6".
Pretty close. Price is Right rules. I didn't go over. I win.
No Justice Lucas in the lineup for the Bombers today, but I would love to see them.
Dunk contest.
Yeah.
Pretty good spot, but misses 2-1. Or get one of those tape measure jumping things to measure your...
We'll have a combine.
There you go. The Palm Springs Combine. Slide step, grounder, right side, over there, and stabbing it with a snow cone is Alex Betancourt. And break out the video cameras today. We got some highlight reel defensive plays here for the Bombers.
Someone put spider tack in their glove.
I was going to bring that up, but I thought it was a little too dicey.
In the glove? I don't think that
I don't know.
Is that illegal? Put spider tack in your glove?
At Rob. Austin Alvarez to the plate, the extra hitter out of the 8th spot. Ben Nagel advanced to second on the ground out. Betancourt used every last inch of his leather there. Nasty breaking ball, and it's 0-1 here on Austin Alvarez. 4-0, Bombers. We're in the bottom of the second.
Why has there never been a Spider-Man storyline where Peter Parker plays baseball? He would be
I
fantastic.
bet you there is somewhere.
He would be fantastic at baseball.
Not as good as Jimmy Neutron and company with those fake bats. 1-1.
If Peter Parker played baseball, what position would he play? I'm guessing third.
Put him at center.
Maybe. Yeah.
Let him man the outfield a little bit. Swing and a miss.
I just think the reflexes at third would help. Also just
Okay.
the sticky fingers. No barbecue sauce, no sponsor.
Okay. Trying to find anything. I Googled Spider-Man baseball and a lot of like kids' toys and baseball hats popping up.
Of course.
Foul back for strike 2. Found one. Peter Parker Spider-Man number 33, released on March 31st, 2014. Comic issue named Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Looks like he was a pitcher.
What?
There you go.
That's just topical.
Called strike 3 and animated at that. Down goes Austin Alvarez. Hunter Holmes with his first punch out. And after the leadoff single, his defense and himself help him out. We go to the third. It's 4-0 Bombers. Moving this ball game to the top half of inning number 3. New pitcher into the contest. Colton Wolfing takes over for Devin Walchkowski. Ended up going 2 innings, 3 hits, 4 unearned runs. On the hook for the loss unless his team could come back. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts for him. Tyler Richardson will lead it off here for the Bombers. Wolfing versus Richardson. Richardson walked and scored in the first. Didn't give him the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Looks like, by the way, to finish that point, Spidey, a.k.a. Peter Parker, went to a Mets game. (2-0) in Spider-Man Homecoming. There's a Mike Piazza flag pendant in Peter Parker's room. It's a Hall of Fame one.
Right next to the Lego sets.
Confirmed. Spider-Man's a Mets fan. Makes me like him a little bit more. 3-0. He one of those Yankees fans.
Oh, he is from Queens.
He is from Queens. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, we're right. 3-1. That was a delayed call.
Does that mean Captain America's a Yankees fan?
He's gotta be.
Yeah.
He's from Queens too, though.
No, he's from Brooklyn.
Is he from Brooklyn?
He's from Brooklyn.
Ground ball towards short. There is Matt Cruz. And they got Richardson. Ground out 6-3 across the diamond for Gary Peralta out at the plate. This is important. We need to know every superhero's favorite baseball team.
The Hulk is definitely a Rockies fan.
Isn't he from San Francisco, though?
I don't know.
He's got to be a Giants guy.
I've never gotten too deep in the Bruce Banner origin.
I haven't either, but I'm pretty sure he's from San Fran.
I thought he was
Ant-Man
from,
is.
right. Yeah,
Ant-Man's
yeah.
from San Francisco.
Yeah,
He's
definitely a Giants.
So
fan.
he's a Giants guy. Oh, Paul Rudd wears a Giants hat. He's gotta. Oh no, Paul Rudd's a big Royals fan, but I could see him in a Giants hat.
Also, Paul Rudd is a real person.
I know, Sam.
It's just funny to associate it with the Ant-Man character.
Well,
you think that's why they picked him?
I'm not talking to you anymore. 0-1 on Peralta. He struck out last time up. He rolls one left side, sneaking through into left field. Fourth hit of the day for the Bombers, and Peralta adds his name to the list.
Good diving attempt there for Matthew Cruz.
Yeah.
Just past the glove.
Even if he makes that grab, but yes, point taken. Love the effort. Vinny Alfino reached on an error that kind of kick-started the circus in the first. I think Black Widow. Who's Black Widow like?
Well, she's from Russia, so.
Just a Washington Capitals fan, then. Foul ball back. It's 0-1.
If Black Widow had a team, I would assume it's probably
Cleveland.
the
With the
Indians?
Spiders history.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
We're hashing it out here. This is what you come here for.
Thor.
Thor.
Where did Thor
He's
land?
got to be a Mets fan, too. Noah
Where did-
Syndergaard.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
He's got to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have to be. Breaking ball high and tight. This is Vinny Alfino again. He again reached on the air and scored back in the first. It's 4-0. We're in the top of the third inning with one out and one on.
I would have thought that Thor would be a Cardinals fan.
Why is that?
Budweiser.
Okay. Spiked it. Take off for second, Gary. Wild pitch to put him in scoring position. Okay, let's switch gears. DC. Wonder Woman?
All of them are based out of basically what is New York. Though.
Yeah, they all gotta be Yankees kids.
No, but Superman's from Oklahoma, so maybe he's
He's a fan of the OKC Dodgers,
Maybe.
AAA affiliate
Sure.
of the Dodgers.
sure
Throwing the first pitch.
big Edwin Rios fan. Gets to
Ah.
see him every 2 weeks.
There you go. Yeah, he's just hanging out at OKC games. He goes to see him at the Thunder games.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it needs to be. And we need to see if DC fans or DC heroes, what basketball team they like.
I think there's an AHL affiliate out there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
But I know the OKC Dodgers. Friedman on the call out there. On its way to Vinny Alfino. Breaking ball in for a strike. 2-2.
Okay, good one for you.
Okay.
The Martian Manhunter.
I don't even know who that is. That's DC?
Yeah,
I'm not in
the
on
green
DC.
alien guy. He showed up in the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
I didn't sit there for 6 days and watch that. There's a foul tip. It's going to stay there at 2-2.
I think it actually took me 6 days to watch.
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
watched the first 2 hours, and then I watched the last 2 hours almost a week later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a two-parter.
It was pretty good, though. I enjoyed it.
Everybody liked it. With 4 runs on the board, the Bombers still only have 1 RBI hit. Full count. I don't know why I'm blanking on like every superhero at this point. I don't want to talk about Iron Man. I don't like Iron Man.
That's a odd take.
Just don't like him.
Don't like him.
Just don't like the rich guy. Sorry,
So you don't like Batman?
not really.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, if you're at least you're consistent.
Yeah. Consistency is key. That's what I do. Even if it's bad, it's consistent. Consistently subpar.
Trying to think of what superhero would be a Braves fan.
Breaking ball high and tight. That's a one-out walk for Vinny Alfino. He works his way with a good at-bat there against Wolfing. First walk issued for the right-handed reliever to bring up Aiden Rowan. He just spoke about it. Has the only RBI hit, even though 4 runs have been plated. It was an RBI single back in the first, and it drove home Alfino, who now stands at first.
I know who's a Braves fan.
Okay.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okefenokee. Maybe he's a Rays fan. I don't know.
Bunt attempt fouled back, 0-1. We talked about it yesterday. We don't see a ton of bunt attempts here in the PSCL. But we did see 3 bunt pop-ups yesterday.
Yes.
Bizarre.
All 3 bunt attempts that were laid down went up.
Yeah. Didn't get down.
Nope.
Peralta at second, Alfino at first. They still lead at 4-0 with 1 out. We're still in the third. First baseman Anderson is in on the grass. He's swinging now, and he'll get it rolled to him. He'll step on the bag, try and get it to second. The throw there, the tag there. Got him with the double play. So they go first to second to finish off the inning. Had to lay down the tag, and were able to get Alfino. So Rowan rolls into the inning double play. And we go to the bottom of 3. Bombers still up, however. 4-0 is your tally. We begin the bottom of the third with a 4-0 Bombers advantage. Hunter Graham will lead things off here for the Colonials. Then it goes Matt Cruz. And the top of the order, Avery Pascucci. 1 ball, no strikes. Kick deal from Hunter Holmes. He misses off of the plate, and it begins the day here 2-0. 1-2-3 retired after a leadoff single in the second for Holmes. He has given up just 2 hits thus far with 1 strikeout, no free passes. The 2-0 pitch. Missed off the inside. Nope, they gave it to him again. Late strike. I should learn my lesson. So it's 2-1. Takes a second here. 2-1 offering. Off the end of the bat and sent to the trees. Evens the count here, 2-2. Hunter Graham out of Santa Rosa Junior College. Went to Maria Carrillo High School, class of 2020. 2-2. Thinks otherwise. Full count. 6'1", 175, the right-handed bat. It's today's right fielder of choice. That'll be ball 4 downstairs to put a base runner aboard on the leadoff walk. That's the first walk issued today for Hunter Holmes. Brings up Matt Cruz out of the College of the Desert, 5'9", 180. First pitch is upstairs and away. Went to Indio High School, which is also where his dad played. back in the 90s. Cruz was all league in football and basketball as well. One heck of an athlete during his prep days. As the pitch comes home to him, he's out in front of it for a swinging strike. Runner at first in Hunter Graham. With nobody out here to open up the bottom of 3, Colonials still trying to get a base runner to third base. There's a strike called, back pick to first, not in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Cruz has had a long battle to get back to baseball. When he was a kid, he was diagnosed with ADD, and after that, found comfort in the field, able to calm his mind as he sends one out to right field. Moving over is Aiden Rowan, and Cruz will fly out for the first out of the inning. He took a break from baseball during his sophomore or his freshman year before returning to the field during his sophomore campaign. Prior to taking that break, he was highly touted, and a lot of people thought good things were right there on the horizon for Cruz. He just lost passion in the game, which is understandable. Sometimes it can take it out of you. Runner takes off, they throw to first, and stealing second base is Hunter Graham. Kind of a little too soft on that throw by Holmes, and it allowed a couple extra steps for Graham. Batter is Avery Pascucci. Totally understand that. Sometimes, again, the game can just kind of get away from you. And that's kind of true with everything in life. Not just the game, but all the time. First pitch catches the strike zone on Pascucci. A soft line out his last time. Up, he's 0 for 1. The count is 0-1. One away here in the inning. It's 4-0 Bombers. But you got to respect Matt for what he's done to get back and jump back into the saddle and just do whatever it takes to try and get back to where he was. I feel like we can all kind of learn a lesson in that after this last year and a half or so. I know for me personally, getting back into the saddle, back on the air, and finding the rhythm again was a bit of a struggle. 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Back pick to second base. He's in safely. I feel like, again, all of us can kind of relate to that storyline a bit of going through that adversity, maybe falling out of love with something, and then one day returning to see if we love it just as much as we did before. I know for me, again, going through this last year, going through this pandemic, and not getting the opportunity to be on the air anymore. The pitch is high and tight, 2-2. Took a lot out of me, and I'm sure it took a lot of passion out of a lot of people. It's hard to get back on the road after going through something like that. And we're just all trying to figure it back out. The 2-2 to Pascucci is a little bit out. Full count. I remember the first day I got back on the mic, I was calling a football game, which is not my strong suit, but at that point I'm going, whatever you want to give me, I'll take. In California, we lost sports for a very long time. We were one of the last to get back to action. Swing and a miss. Ball got away. They're going to have to throw to first, and got him in time. The wild pitch, however, will put Graham on third base with 2 outs. Nice job by Tyler Richardson to recover. Second strikeout for Hunter Holmes to bring up Philip Guerrero, who had an infield single. But getting back on the mic, getting back on the air, and there was a lot of nerves involved. And I'm sure, again, you probably could feel that same way, maybe returning to the office for the first time, maybe losing your job and having to return, or hopefully being able to return. It's taken a lot out of all of us. And I feel like it's still going to take a little while to put all the pieces back together. 1 ball and no strikes here on Guerrero as they'll clean off the plate. First time I hopped back on the mic for a baseball game, I almost cried. I was very choked up. Just things that you took for granted were all of a sudden back, thankfully, right, after just being ripped away. Out of nowhere, it felt like. 1-0 to Guerrero. Ripped foul down the third base line. He was all over that changeup. But getting back on the air, talking baseball again, joking around, having a good time. Things that were all lost. I remember days, weeks, months, just trying to figure out how to fill the time. Going, if I have to watch another TV show, if I have to watch another YouTube video. Check swing and strike 1-2. If I have to watch another commercial that starts with the words "in these trying times," and obviously I'm coming from a very strong place of privilege, and I'm thankful for that in every regard. It doesn't take away from the experience that a lot of people felt throughout the world. 2-2. That's one thing that even through tragedy, the human race can continue to evolve, is in our shared experiences and being able to share that with each other, the formed communities that we have, and baseball being one of those communities that just brings us all together. That's ball 3 in the dirt for a full count. Runner at third. It's still 4-0 Bombers. We're in the last of the third. So again, it all stemmed from Matt Cruz's struggles to get back onto the diamond. I think we can all, in some way, shape, or form, even if it isn't through this pandemic, relate just a little bit to that. And go, you know what, man? I got you. 3-2 will be swung on and missed to finish off the third inning. So a leadoff walk, a stolen bag, and a wild pitch to get a runner 90 feet from home, but Hunter Graham is left stranded. 3 in the books at Palm Springs Stadium. In the Coachella Valley, we go to the fourth. 4-0 Bombers. Four runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Bombers. No runs. They've done it on 2 hits and 3 big errors in the first for the Bombers. We've played 3 innings. We go to the fourth. 4-0 in favor of the Bombers. First pitch is down and away. To take you through the next couple of innings, here's my good friend, Sam Walters.
Thank you, Steve.
No problem.
8, 9, and 10 due up for the Bombers here in the top of the fourth. It's Alex Betancourt. He cranks that one into left field in the air. The new left fielder, Alex Nguyen, will put that one away. He comes in as a defensive substitution for Philip Guerrero. That being the only change here we've seen. Rest of the fielders for the Colonials stay the same. Fly out to left, first out of the top of the fourth. That brings up Robert Blaschke. Glad to see he's doing okay after one hit him in the forearm. May have been fouled off with a bat, but still, nonetheless, it hurts. First pitch to him misses, 1-0. Ended up grounding out to the first baseman his last time up. Next pitch from Wolfing misses inside. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Colton Wolfing is on the roster for tonight's PSCL matchup with the Power.
I have to double check on that for you, Sam.
Swung on and missed, 2-1 to Blaschke. I don't believe he's committed at this point. Two-one skied in the center field is going to drop in front of everyone. Pascucci comes up with it. That'll be a single for Blaschke.
I will correct you if you're wrong.
Please.
You're wrong.
Okay.
You might be mixing up with Max Weckel. The W might be throwing you off a little bit.
Possibly. I just realized that Wolfing hadn't, that we didn't have a listing for Wolfing, so.
There you go.
Wasn't quite sure. Thought I saw his name on the roster. Oh, actually, I remember exactly what it was. It's because I saw the PSCL roster announced for tonight, and the next thing I saw on the Instagram feed, first pitch outside to Connor Lang, I saw that Colton Wolfing was named a Player of the Week.
There you go. That's
he was Pitcher of the Week.
the brain association there.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. I got you.
Wolfing's been working well. That one misses outside to Lang. It's 2-0. Inning and a third in. Trying to keep this where it is. Colonials down by 4. 2-0 to the shortstop. That one misses outside. Well, Connor Lang was already walked on 4 pitches back in the second. Sure, he would like to take a hack here, but we'll see if he's offered anything. 3-0. That one catches the zone. 3-1.
Matt Gonzalez warming up in the Bombers bullpen. Should be the first appearance we see him on the mound. Seeing that a lot today. And yesterday, too, in anticipation of tonight's contest.
That one misses downstairs. 5-pitch walk to Connor Lang, his second time aboard today on a free pass. Second walk allowed by Colton Wolfing. Yeah, we're seeing it a lot. A lot of guys being reserved out of the bullpen for tonight's PSCL matchup with the Power. 5:05 first pitch. We'll have the broadcast for you right here on YouTube. So far from what we've seen, none of the guys that have come in have, all of them have fared pretty decently. Some
Sure.
bad luck for Xavier Jacobs in the game earlier, the game right before this between the Coyotes and the Bootleggers, but he had good stuff. His first appearance was not too shabby.
Up to 101 here today now, Sam. We just broke triple digits. My back knows it.
1 out and 2 on for Brandon Smith. Leadoff batter watches one in the dirt, 1-0.
Well, they did turn a double play back in the third inning to get out of the jam. We'll see if Colton Wolfing can get the same result here. That's what he's looking for. Ground ball somewhere.
The 1-0 to Brandon Smith. Skips in the dirt. Runners take off. Throw goes to third, but it sails wide of the bag. Coming in to score is Robert Blaschke, and now taking off for third is Connor Lang. Bobbled and left by Nguyen. It is now a 5-0 ball game. Bombers still leading this one. Throw by Nagel. Third baseman Tyler Smith didn't even try to come off the bag. It was so far. Ends up allowing a run to score. Swung on and missed. Foul tip by Brandon Smith. Another one downstairs, 3-1. Brandon Smith having a solid day. Walked and scored in the first, doubled in the second. That one misses inside. Brandon Smith will head to first. Third free pass given up by Colton Wolfing, second this inning. Runners on the corners and one out for Nick Schnapp. Singleton scored back in the first. First pitch is flipped out in the air, right side, and out of play. Colonials now trailing 5-0. Colton Wolfing's job to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. On the top of the fourth with one out and runners on the corners. The 0-1 to Schnapp. Runner at first taking off. He swung through one, and it ended up hitting him, but that'll go as a strike. That'll send the runner back to first. Tough break there for Nick Schnapp. Looks like either the hit and run was on, or he just didn't see that one running inside.
That should be a live ball, I think, with a swing and a miss.
Well, it hit him.
I'm aware.
Shouldn't be a live ball if it hit him and he swung.
I think it is. Don't see that happen too often. I'm going to double check on that. Because if that's the case, then Brandon Smith just walked back to first for nothing. Because I think that's a live ball.
Well, think about the Blue Jays and Rays game from yesterday. Pitch from Alec Manoah. Big slider ended up hitting Wander Franco on the foot on a swing. Playing by the same rules, it would be a dead ball, go back, strike on Schnapp, right?
I'm looking it up.
It's 1-2. Runner takes off again. Curveball misses high.
Guess it doesn't matter now.
And the second now is Brandon Smith with a stolen bag. Now runners in scoring position, two of them sitting at second and third. And a 2-2 count on Nick Schnapp. Two in the dirt. It gets past Benjamin Nagel. Coming in to score is Connor Lang, and rounding third. There's no one covering the plate. And here at play at the plate, and he is out. Brandon Smith tried to stretch it in for the home plate and ended up getting tagged out. That's the second out of the inning. But the Bombers do add another one, a 6-0.
2-1 caught stealing, Brandon Smith.
The bases are now clear, and a full count on Nick Schnapp. Bombers now up 6-0 over the Colonials. Action in the Colonials bullpen. 2 strikes and 2 outs, but Patrick Dixon is warming up should things continue here. That one, inside pitch, is hammered down the left field line and out of play.
Okay, Sam, you're correct. A batter touched by a pitch ball is always a dead ball. So you're correct. Umpires got it right.
I've only seen that a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever seen.
I've never called one.
I've never seen one that was so hot. Like, I wasn't sure if it had hit the bat or not. Most of the time you see it
It's pretty
on
clear,
one
yeah.
that hits off the foot or something. It'll be a walk to Nick Schnapp. Full count pitch missed outside. Fourth walk allowed by Colton Wolfing, the third one of this inning.
The rule is, by the way, 5.09A6.
Oh.
You are hit by a pitch while swinging. It's just a strike. No base awarded, just a strike, and the batter is out if it's strike 3. This is coming from the umpire Bible.
The rules.
Yeah.
Mrs. High to Deshaun Johnson.
These are major league rules, by the way.
Well, I'm sure that they'll love our 7 innings of play and 10 batters.
Yeah.
The 1-0 to Johnson. Runner at first takes off. Called strike. Throw is going to be late.
In case you're wondering on that rule. So here's more as we expand on it. If you have a batter hit by a pitch on a check swing, be alert. If you rule that he went, or if you appeal and they say they went, then you have a strike, and the batter's out of a strike 3. If your partner rules that he didn't, and you have a batter hit by a pitch, then he is awarded first base. That was no doubt a swing, by the way.
Misses downstairs to Johnson, 2-1. Yeah, I believe the first time I saw that it was in a collegiate game.
Okay.
That one's in there, 2-2 to Johnson. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the first and a fly out in the second.
More rules on hit by pitches. 505B2. The pitch is in the strike zone when the batter is hit. He is not awarded first base.
The 2-2 is popped out past second base. Shallow right field and a diving grab by Burke Steifman for the third out here in the top of the fourth. Great effort there by Steifman to save another run. Bombers strike for 2 more. They lead 6-0 heading to the bottom of the fourth. Three, 4, 5 due up for the Colonials against Hunter Holmes in the bottom of the fourth. Bombers just reached 2 more to the plate. It's 6-0. First pitch to Tyler Smith misses outside. Not a single earned run scored for the Bombers today. All 6 coming at the hands of errors. Another one misses. Some defensive changes in the middle infield for the Bombers. Matt Gonzalez comes into play second, and switching out at short is Brandon Dodd. Took over for Connor Ling and Alex Betancourt. 3-0 to Tyler Smith. Also a new right fielder in the game for the Bombers. That's Justice Lucas taking over for Aiden Rowan. Missed the zone again. The 4-pitch walk to lead off the fourth. Tyler Smith reaches. That's the second walk allowed by Hunter Holmes. So Alex Betancourt, who was subbed out for Matt Gonzalez at second, is now warming up in the bullpen for the Bombers. This is way outside. Devin Wojciechowski up for the second time, flew out back in the first. Wojciechowski now serving as the DH. Exited the game after 2 innings pitching. Breaking ball ran inside and caught the inside corner. Tried the same spot. That one fouled off down the third baseline. Runner takes off at first. They have him picked off. Throw back to second. The tag down. He is out. Tyler Smith trying to steal on the lefty Hunter Holmes. Good move back over to first. Had him picked off. There was a caught stealing. One out. Bottom of the fourth. Base is clear. And now a 1-2 count on Devin Wojciechowski. Now out of the windup. Oh, misses outside. We'll see how long Hunter Holmes goes today. He only threw less than an inning the last time we saw him. Just high and outside, full count. Again, Betancourt warming up in the pen for the Bombers. Seen him a couple of times. Who knows, maybe Matt Gonzalez was just getting a feel for the rubber. He's trying new things. That one's grounded to Matt Gonzalez. That one's bobbled by Matt Gonzalez. Throw over to first is late. Error on the second baseman allows Wojciechowski to reach.
It's like a weird hop on him at the end there, off the lip of the grass.
Couldn't recover in time to be able to catch the DH. Here's Benjamin Nagel. Catcher singled his first time up. Colonials still trying to get back in this game. They down by 6. First pitch foul tipped.
Looks like they got a piece of Tyler Richardson's glove hand there. Shaking it out after the pitch. Still trying to get the feeling back.
Got to give it one of these, one of the starfish. Is that what, like photosynthesis? All the fingers in, all the fingers out.
I'll let you ride on that one.
Hokey pokey. That's what I do. Happens quite a bit at the plate whenever you're swinging too. You get one low off the bat handle. Misses outside, 1-1. These are things you learn or things you're told when your cousin is a PE teacher. Cousin coached softball for a few years. Misses outside, 2-1. I used to do the, give it a few of these, the wrist turns, like a full cycle. I forget what you call that. And I was told if you are able to squeeze like you have a stress ball in your hand almost. Missed high, 3-1. Helps you regain the feeling back. It gets the blood pumping better than anything else. Either way, the full game for a catcher. And have a few of those moments, maybe an inning. 3-1. That one is smacked into left field in the air. Under it is Brandon Smith, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Wojciechowski will retire back to first. That brings up Burke Steifen, the second baseman's 0 for 1 today. Looks like Alex Betancourt has head back to the dugout. Don't think he was out there long enough to really be warm, but Hunter Holmes still working through this 4th inning. Grounded to short off one hop. They'll make the easy toss to second, and that will retire the side. Hunter Holmes still working 4 scoreless. We head to the top of the 5th. Bombers up 6-0. New righty into the ball game for the Colonials. Patrick Dixon takes over for Colton Wolfing after 2 innings. He allows 2 unearned runs to score. It's 6-0 Bombers in the top of the 5th. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Bombers. Richardson, Peralta, and Alfino due up. Working out of the stretch, here's the first pitch from Patrick Dixon, and misses low. 1-0. Dixon, 6'4", 184 out of Lakeland University. Graduated this year from Moreau Catholic. Foul tipped at the plate, 1-1.
Got your official final line here for Colton Wolfing. 2 innings, 2 hits, those 2 unearned runs, no strikeouts, no hit batters, 4 walks, and ended up throwing 2 wild pitches.
Errors have plagued the Colonials all day. All 6 runs coming in to score, unearned. The 1-1 to Richardson. That one sliced into right field in the air, heading towards the first baseline. Matt Anderson is under it for the first out. Seen a lot of pop-outs today.
I'm on it.
Well, maybe not as many as I anticipated, but feels like we've seen a lot. Maybe in the other game, too. First game of the day, Coyotes and Bootleggers. Bootleggers ended up taking that one 5-2. Whoa, watch out, Gary Peralta. First pitch misses inside. Peralta 1 for 2 today with a single. Struck out in the first.
25 outs recorded in this ball game. Total 11 in the air. It's almost half. I'm your stats guy now.
Thank you. 1-0 misses is 2-0.
When the Bombers lead the ball game and the sun is in the 12 o'clock position with mostly cloudy skies and wind blowing out towards left field at 3 miles an hour.
The day before Independence Day.
They are winning 6-0. There you go. They are undefeated on those days.
Yeah. 3 balls and no strikes to the first baseman, Peralta. Misses inside, 4-pitch walk.
What do we have here, Sam?
1 out and a walk on the second batter.
There you go.
We're not lying to you. We're giving you the real stat head facts. It is a true pattern.
We should start keeping ridiculous stats, like when the misters are on, when there's more fans on the first base side than the third base side.
And when the scoreboard is out, oh wait, that's every one of the at-bats. That runs it and it hit Vinny Alfino in the elbow. Good thing he was wearing an elbow guard. Good for you, Vinny.
I think the most ridiculous stat I ever used to have to keep was back in 2017. I had record by jersey.
Those do go in the game notes, don't they?
Yep, I had record by jersey.
I would love to make game notes for the PSCL. Don't have the time for it.
No, no chance. Too many teams.
But
it's
it would be very fun. There would be some interesting game notes for the guy up to the plate now, Justice Lucas.
Sure.
And for his first at-bat, took over in right field for Aiden Rowan, and he takes a strike. Sees another one, it's 0-2.
When Justice Lucas is facing a pitcher who has a 10 shoe size or higher, 65-inch wingspan or more.
Wearing 2 armbands.
He's 0 for 1.
Got a piece of that one and lined it down the left field line.
That's why I love baseball.
It's the quirks.
It's just,
you can have fun with it.
Just dumb. Just the dumb things.
Baseball doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Have you watched their videos?
I have not. You're a big YouTube guy.
I'm a big baseball YouTube guy.
I'm big YouTube, but not baseball YouTube.
Some good channels. Nearly offered at the O2, but
There's this guy called Steve Granado on YouTube. He makes some pretty good
Have you made YouTube videos before?
Google me, bro.
Okay.
I'm there.
I've plugged your podcast shamelessly many times.
I haven't.
1-2 is smacked into left field. Did Justice Lucas finally get a hold of one? He did. Round tripper. Justice Lucas. That's the bat we've been waiting on. 2-run homer. 3-run homer make it. Boy, oh boy, we have been waiting for that bat to wake up, and he got a hold of one. It is 9-0 Bombers at the hands of Justice Lucas.
Golly, man, he really got a piece of that one.
That put some smiles on the faces of the crowd. They love to see Justice Lucas get a hold of one. First homer of the season for Lucas, and we can finally stop talking about the big bat that's been in the weights. Still one out here in the top of the 5th. Here's Matt Gonzalez, the second baseman. He cranks that one down the line of left field, down for a base hit. Those were the first 3 earned runs of the game for the Bombers, and they come on one big swing from Justice. Still only one out here in the top of the 5th. Robert Blaschke now digging in. Swings at the first pitch, pops it to the left side. Chasing is the third baseman, Tyler Smith. He makes a diving attempt, but couldn't hold on. That can't feel good. That was a face full of dirt. Looks like he's okay. He lost his hat. They'll walk it back in. Matthew Cruz will hand deliver the baseball back to Patrick Dixon. So 0-1 count on Robert Blaschke. Extra hitters 1 for 2, singled and scored back in the 4th. Sees a strike in there, 0-2. Well, that's got to feel good for Justice Lucas. He's had some hard hit balls, some bad luck. The farthest ball we've seen off of his bat up to this point was a big ground rule double that one hopped over the fence, swung on and missed by Blaschke.
Yeah, it's nice to see him square it up. Something that he's been struggling with this summer, albeit, you know, we can kind of, it's weird to talk about it because we're going, oh, he hasn't gotten a hold of one yet. He hasn't gotten a hold of one yet. And we're halfway through the season. When are we going to see it? When are we going to see it? You got to also remember it's only 2 weeks.
Right.
So that definitely throws a wrench in the system, and you got to factor that in. So it can feel like we're waiting forever for something, but it's only because of the microcosm we have here of this shortened schedule.
That's right. The strikeout by Blaschke brings up Brendan Dodd, the new shortstop. It's a 2-0 count to him now. Yeah, you talk about that microcosm, just when you're already having to share at bats. He didn't start this game, came into right field. And on top of that, we don't know if Justice Lucas has had many at bats in the past, 1.5, 2 years? Fouled off by Brandon Dodd.
Exactly.
So above all of that, we notice, or I notice at least, that it was mostly his timing. His timing hadn't quite caught back up to the bat. But it must feel even better for us just to know that we knew something was coming. We knew that there was going to be
some pop in that bat. You could just see it.
Right.
A guy of that stature with that swing, just waiting.
It's 3-1 to Brandon Dodd. Matt Gonzalez at first, 2 outs. The 3-1 misses high.
That's the third walk out of the 10 position today.
Connor Lang had 2 and now 1 to Brandon Dodd. Has runners at first and second. And 2 outs. Top of the 5th, Bombers leading 9-0.
Got the Brandons again. Got a case of the Brandons.
Yeah. It's Brandon Smith, the left fielder. Having a solid day so far. He sees one outside. 2 walks and a double. Run scored back in the first. The 1-0 is popped out in front of the first baseman, Matt Anderson. It dies off of the dirt. He was going to play that like a normal one-hopper. Patrick Dixon tried to cover first, but it hit the ground and absolutely came to a dead stop.
That's that dirt.
Quicksand.
Yeah. Talked about it. Saw it again. First time we've seen it come into a play like that before.
Now it goes an infield single, and that loads the bases. Nick Schnapp due up.
Patrick Dixon's got to get over, though. He's turned into a spectator on that play. He's got to get over to first.
Call a balk on Patrick Dixon. That's going to allow another run to score. The 7th unearned run of the game.
No, that's earned, Sam.
Is it?
That's earned.
A balk is an earned run?
Yes, that's an earned run.
Okay.
The quirks of scorekeeping. Sometimes it isn't always what you think it would be. That is an earned run. The only thing that makes runs unearned is errors.
That one slapped in the air down the right field side and out of play.
So you put that in your knowledge bank now.
Yes, please.
Only errors make unearned runs. As my grandma would always tell me, haste makes waste. So there you go. Remember it that way.
Still 2 runners in scoring position. Another run in for the Bombers. It's 10-0. 2 outs, 2 on. The 0-1, the Schnapp misses in the dirt.
Only an hour 40 into this.
We scheduled before our scheduled start time.
Yeah, we're at 11:25. That first pitch today was supposed to be at 11:30.
We'll see how far we play on. Got the field to turn over. That one's sliced down the third baseline, but foul.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday and why the clock for these 5 o'clock games. But you got to let the dust settle here, literally, on this field. You got to make sure it's drug, dampened, and let settle. Then you come in with the lines, drag it again, and make sure it's ready to go for game time.
1-2 to Schnapp is grounded to short, deep in the hole. It gets past the shortstop, Matthew Cruz. Another run is going to score. That'll go as a single for Nick Schnapp. RBI on it. It is 11-0. Patrick Dixon retired the first batter he saw. And the 1-out walk.
Started it all.
It can cause a big spiral.
7 of the last 8 batters to reach. Only one that didn't was Blaschke, struck out.
Now he has to deal with Deshaun Johnson with runners on the corners. This
Gotta
is with the first one, 1-0.
Got to be careful to Johnson here. 0 for 3 today. He's waiting to break out of it.
Got to imagine Deshaun will either be starting or playing with the power tonight. Runner at first takes off. That one smacked into right field, in the air, hangs up long enough for Hunter Graham to retire the side. But not before 5 more runs come in to score for the Bombers. It is 11-0 heading to the bottom of the 5th. Betancourt. New arm on the mound for the Bombers. They have taken a massive lead, 11-0. 3-run homer by Justice Lucas in the top half of this frame. That one's flied into center. It'll drop in front of Nick Schnapp, a base hit for Matt Anderson.
Hunter Holmes only gave up 2 hits. That's the 3rd hit of the day for the Colonials.
The first one since the 2nd inning. Like the patriotic socks for the new right-hander on the mound for the Bombers. Alex Betancourt steps on. Allows a leadoff single to Anderson. His first pitch to a new batter for the Colonials. It's 1-1. Get that name for you in a second. That one smacked down the left field line in the air, heading out of play. It's 1-2. Sees one outside, 2-2. This is Max Mattern batting. This is his first at-bat this season, and he's going to go down swinging for the first out in the bottom of the 5th. Took us a while because we were looking through the sorted batters for the Colonials. That was the first time that Max Mattern has swung the bat this season. He goes down. First strikeout for Betancourt in the first out in the bottom of the 5th. Familiar face, Hunter Graham digs in. He watches one in the zone, 0-1. Graham, the right fielder, he walked back in the 3rd. Swings on one and misses it. 0-2. It's all Bombers at this point, 11-0. Foul back to the screen. Colonials hanging in there and getting some at-bats. Watch that one outside. 1-2. Matt Anderson at first. Pitch is fouled off. Hunter Graham hanging in there. We'll see how they play this. About 10 to 15 minutes left until we hit the 2-hour mark. Throw back over to first to Chase Anderson. This could potentially be the last inning we see. That one smacked over the glove of a jumping Brandon Dodd and into left center. Heading first to third is Matt Anderson, and digging into second with a double is Hunter Graham.
Do like that route by Brandon Smith, get lost by the wayside there to run direct beeline to the ball, grab with the glove, spin and transfer to get that ball back to the infield. So he doesn't do that. If he takes a weird route to that ball or even a lazy route to that ball, it's a run.
2 in scoring position for Matt Cruz. Watch this one in the zone, 0-1. 0 for 1 today with the fly out. Missed outside. Betancourt working fast from the stretch. Good off-speed pitch, got Matthew Cruz ahead. Again, got to mention the red, white, and blue socks for Alex Betancourt. Red and white on the left and blue on the right with the stars. That's fouled out of play. That's deep enough to get a run in. Under it in left field is Brandon Smith. Coming in to score the first run of the game for the Colonials is Matt Anderson, tagging, heading to third. Nearly rounding to the bag, but staying there is Hunter Graham. It is now 11-1, Bombers. Sac fly and a ribby for Matthew Cruz. Flip back to the top of the lineup, Avery Pascucci. 0 for 2 today with the strikeout. First pitch outside, 1-0. 1-0's grounded to third. Sean Johnson handles, make the throw over the diamond, and that'll retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th. Colonials were able to scratch across 1, but they still trail the Bombers heading to the top of the 6th. It's 11-1.
Play the
Well, that's going to wrap it up. They're going to call this one after 5 full innings. Decided the Colonials didn't want to use any more of their pitching staff here today, so they go ahead and call this one. It's a final 11-1 Bombers over the Colonials.
Get your final totals here. Obviously, weren't anticipating it to wrap up that quickly, so we're still ironing out the details here. I got you on the Colonials. 1 run on 4 hits. 5 errors. That was the problem today, was the errors in the field. They end up leaving 5 on the base paths. Big day for the Bombers. They put up 11 runs, doing so on 9 hits. They end up committing 1 error and leaving 7 here today. The winning pitcher, so since we played 5 innings.
Hunter Holmes.
Well, yeah. Perfect. Hunter Holmes. Loss will go to Devin Wolchakowski, even though he gave up 4 unearned runs. No save. No save here in this one. Yeah, because Betancourt came in the 5th. So no save here in this one. Final time started 11:25, wrapped up at 1:16. They officially called this a ball game, which is 1 hour and 51 minutes here today for the final. So Bombers 11 on 9 with an error, 7 left. Colonials 1 run, came there in the 5th on 4 hits, 5 errors. The problem, and 5 left on base. Winning pitcher is Hunter Holmes. Losing pitcher is Devin Wolchakowski.
Well, we'll see you tonight. 5:05 first pitch for the PSCL uncommitted All-Stars versus the Power. We hope to see you in Palm Springs Stadium, but if you can't make it out to the ballpark, we'll have the live stream here for you on YouTube. For my partner Steve Granado, Sam Walters signing off. One more time, the final score. Bombers 11, Colonials 1. Have a great rest of your weekend, this Independence Day weekend, and the great rest of your Saturday.